Hello everyone, welcome back to TechBlog 66. Today, we are diving into a deeply emotional and beautifully crafted film from 1993, Shadowlands. This is not just a movie, it is a heartfelt journey into love, faith, pain, and the fragile beauty of human connection. Released in 1993, Shadowlands is directed by the brilliant Sir Richard Attenborough and stars Anthony Hopkins and Debra in powerful leading roles. The film tells the true story of C.S. Lewis, the famous author best known for writing the Chronicles of Narnia. But this movie is not about fantasy worlds or magical wardrobes. Instead, it focuses on a very real chapter of his life, one that changed him forever. Let's begin. The story centers around C.S. Lewis, a respected Oxford professor and Christian apologist. He is portrayed as a disciplined, intelligent, and emotionally reserved man. Lewis lives a structured life. He lectures with confidence, debates theology with sharp reasoning, and keeps his emotions carefully guarded. His faith is strong, intellectual, and orderly. Everything begins to change when Joy Gresham, an American poet and writer, enters his life. Joy is vibrant, outspoken, and refreshingly honest. She challenges Lewis in ways that no one else does. At first, their relationship seems purely intellectual. They exchange letters, discuss ideas, and develop a friendship based on mutual respect. Anthony Hopkins delivers a masterclass performance as Lewis. He captures the quiet dignity, inner struggle, and subtle transformation of the character with incredible depth. Hopkins does not overact. Instead, he allows small expressions and silences to carry the emotional weight. His portrayal feels authentic and restrained, perfectly matching Lewis's personality. Debra as Joy Gresham, is equally impressive. Her performance is full of warmth, intelligence, and strength. Joy is not written as a typical romantic heroine. She is independent, sharp, and unafraid to speak her mind. Winger gives her character layers of vulnerability and courage that make her unforgettable. As the story unfolds, what begins as friendship slowly grows into something deeper. Lewis marries Joy initially for practical reasons, helping her stay in England. But as they spend more time together, real love begins to blossom. This transition is portrayed with subtlety and grace. The film does not rush their romance. Instead, it allows their connection to develop naturally, making it feel genuine and earned. One of the most powerful aspects of Shadowlands is how it explores the theme of faith in the face of suffering. Lewis is a man who has written extensively about God's love and the purpose of pain. He has spoken confidently about how suffering fits into divine plans. But when Joy is diagnosed with cancer, his theoretical understanding is tested in the most personal way possible. This is where the film becomes truly moving. The illness forces Lewis to confront emotions he has long avoided. He experiences fear, anger, confusion, and heartbreak. The man who once spoke calmly about suffering now struggles to make sense of his own pain. The film handles this transformation with honesty and sensitivity. There is a particularly powerful moment when Lewis admits that he once believed pain was God's megaphone to rouse a deaf world. But now, faced with the possibility of losing Joy, those words feel different. They are no longer abstract ideas. They are deeply personal realities. The direction by Richard Attenborough is elegant and restrained. He allows the performances to shine without overwhelming them with dramatic effects. The cinematography captures the beauty of Oxford's academic setting, quiet halls, warm libraries, and peaceful countryside landscapes. These visuals create a calm atmosphere that contrasts with the emotional storm happening within Lewis. The screenplay is thoughtful and intelligent. It does not rely on melodrama. Instead, it uses conversations, pauses, and small gestures to convey deep emotion. The dialogue feels natural and meaningful. It respects the intelligence of the audience, inviting viewers to reflect rather than simply react. The title Shadowlands itself carries symbolic meaning. It suggests that our earthly lives are like shadows compared to something greater. This idea connects closely to Lewis's own writings about heaven and eternity. The film subtly weaves this concept into the narrative, encouraging viewers to consider what lies beyond pain and loss. What makes this film especially powerful is its honesty. It does not offer easy answers. It does not pretend that faith removes suffering. Instead, it shows that love inevitably brings vulnerability. To love deeply is to risk profound loss. But the film also suggests that the joy of love makes that risk worthwhile. Anthony Hopkins' performance reaches its emotional peak in the final act. As Lewis confronts Joy's declining health, we see his controlled exterior slowly break down. The pain in his eyes, the tremble in his voice, these moments feel real and raw. Hopkins captures the transformation of a man who moves from intellectual certainty to emotional humility. Debra Winger's portrayal of Joy during her illness is equally touching. She does not allow her character to become defined solely by sickness. Joy remains spirited, witty, and loving even in her weakest moments. Her strength gives the film a sense of dignity rather than despair. The supporting cast also deserves recognition. The colleagues at Oxford provide insight into Lewis's academic world. Their interactions highlight the contrast between public persona and private struggle. Through them, we see how Lewis's personal transformation affects his professional life. One of the film's greatest strengths is its pacing. It unfolds slowly, allowing viewers to fully experience the emotional journey. Some audiences may find it quiet or understated, but that is exactly where its power lies. It trusts the story and the performances to carry the weight. Musically, the score is subtle and reflective. It enhances the emotional tone without overwhelming it. The music gently supports the narrative, creating moments of contemplation rather than dramatic intensity. Shadowlands is not a film filled with action or spectacle. It is a film about conversation, reflection, and human connection. It reminds us that life can change unexpectedly. It shows how love can soften even the most guarded heart. And it illustrates that faith is not about having all the answers, but about continuing to believe even when answers are unclear. Another important theme in the film is vulnerability. Lewis begins as a man who protects himself from emotional risk. He believes in love intellectually, but he avoids its deeper impact. Joy teaches him that real living requires openness. She helps him experience life more fully, even though that fullness includes pain. The film also raises thoughtful questions about grief. How do we cope when we lose someone we love? Does faith make it easier? Or does it simply give us a framework to endure the pain? The movie does not preach. It simply presents these questions through Lewis's journey. Visually, the English countryside plays an important symbolic role. The wide open spaces reflect freedom and possibility. The natural beauty contrasts with the harsh reality of illness. These settings add depth and atmosphere to the story. What truly makes Shadowlands unforgettable is its emotional sincerity. It does not manipulate the audience with exaggerated drama. Instead, it invites viewers into a quiet, intimate story. By the end, you feel as though you have witnessed something deeply personal. For fans of biographical dramas, this film stands out as one of the most moving portrayals of a literary figure. It shows that behind great intellectual minds are human hearts capable of immense love and vulnerability. If you appreciate films that explore relationships with depth and sensitivity, this is a must-watch. It is especially meaningful for viewers who enjoy reflective storytelling and character-driven narratives. In conclusion, Shadowlands is a beautifully acted, thoughtfully directed, and emotionally resonant film. Anthony Hopkins and Debra Winger deliver performances that stay with you long after the credits roll. The film gently reminds us that love and pain are inseparable, and that even in our darkest moments, there can be profound meaning. Thank you for watching TechBlog 66. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more classic film discussions. Let me know in the comments what you think about this movie and which film you would like me to review next. Until next time, keep watching great cinema and keep exploring powerful stories. This movie is available on YouTube free.